living here in Los Angeles and seeing what the Lakers have done, I don't care what happens in this series, where they were 2-3 months ago to where they are now is a modern day miracle. Was it just health, or was it one of these late season moves that got them to where they are right now?
Well, I always joke watching this team that sometimes it's hard to really give them their credit and their due, because in the back of my mind, I'm still kind of traumatized by the last 2 years of basketball they played. You know, the Russell Westbrook experience was just awful in Los Angeles for the Lakers, that is. He had more success with the Clippers, and you can parse out the blame however you want, whether it was the Lakers trading for Westbrook, whether it was Westbrook's play himself, whether it was sort of a poor fit between Westbrook and LeBron, but ultimately it didn't matter. It was really ugly, ineffective basketball. And making that trade at the deadline, it improved their depth, it improved their bench, it improved their defense, and it just made for a more natural pecking order on offense, because now you have room for a guy like Austin Reaves to really step up and be an impact player. He's been sensational really all season long. He's going to get a gigantic bag this summer, by the way. He's getting paid. There's no doubt about it. But he's been great and reliable in the postseason, especially for a young guy without a ton of experience. You watch him play, you would never know that this is sort of his first real taste of it. So the Lakers are just much more balanced than they were previously. The personalities are on track. They seem a lot happier and looser, don't they? And then they responded to the moment against the Grizzlies brilliantly. When they needed to, crank up to sixth gear and do it, they did it. And that was a big problem for the Lakers over these last 2 years. It seemed like every time they got into a crunch time situation, some sort of a disaster would happen. So they've really remade their team. And I think for Golden State, it's a good challenge for them to kind of have to wrap their minds around, right? Because, you play them earlier in the season, but this is not the same group, and you're really going to have to adjust and do your film study and get ready during a quick turnaround from that Game 7 on Sunday to kind of wrap your mind around what the Lakers look like right now.
You talk about the Austin Reaves contract getting a big bag. It probably won't be the size of Jordan Poole's bag that he got, but the rise from, I don't want to say from nothing, but kind of the sudden rise was very similar. What are we looking at? We looking at 60, 70, $80 million here for Austin Reaves, most likely?
Yeah, I think that higher number it sounds about right. I mean, look, if you're the Lakers, you want to make him a huge priority. If I told you you've got to choose one, D'Angelo Russell or Austin Reaves, I think probably at the time of the trade, people would have said, well, maybe you need Russell as that point guard. I would take Reaves, even if it gets really expensive. I just think he's a great fit with LeBron, incredible character kid. Just every single night he brings great effort, super, super high IQ, two-way player, very effective defensively. He's so good at drawing fouls. To me, he needs to be the Lakers' number one off-season priority. But you mentioned Jordan Poole, and, you could put him in that X-factor category. I think it's an open question for Golden State. How many minutes can he handle at this point, right? Because it's been so many wild layups, missed jumpers, obviously some turnover issues. He was falling out of bounds during Game 6, and, he's struggling on defense. I mean, that's sort of, his reputation is not being the world's greatest defender either. He's going to have to kind of turn things around and pick his game up in this series, because they are going to need some bench scoring. The Lakers have some depth now. They've rebalanced their roster, and Golden State's going to need to get a little bit more bench production than it did in round one.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.